Hi everyone, it's March now, so I wanted to take a moment to go through my Erin Condren Life Planner and my Erin Condren Monthly Planner, which I use for budgeting, just so you can kind of see what happened in February and what we can expect to see in March in terms of what I've planned. So I'll start with the life planner. I have a couple of other videos that show how I set up my life planner for 2021, and I also had reviewed January compared to February, so if I could figure out how to link those, I'll do my best to do that. So yeah, just flipping to February, just taking a little opportunity to review. So what I've got here is this page opposite or following the monthly tab. I just have it as a memory page, so I used my Sprocket printer to print out some pictures from different things that took place throughout the month. And I'm not a scrapbooky type of person, but I tried to employ some of the stickers from the Erin Condren monthly sticker kit. I think it's from last year, so the colors might not be 100% perfect, but or might not look like what they currently have on their website. But this is what I put together. So I did that in January as well, and was really happy with the results. So yeah, I'm feeling kind of scrapbooky as I do that. In terms of the month, there were some important dates that I was tracking. My goals, which I have brought forward a few things from my annual goal plan for this year. You'll notice not one check mark because I didn't get any of them done. I'm so disgusted with myself, but to be honest, we were just coming out of lockdown and there were other things that I wanted to do instead with my newfound freedom. So we just didn't get to some of those particular goals that I had set, but you'll see for March I brought a few of them forward. In terms of little things, this is just a spot to kind of take note of some positive things that happened throughout the month. As I mentioned, we were coming out of lockdown, so hockey was back, school is back, stores were open, super excited. My most exciting thing was there's a legend in my part of town where there's a gentleman that likes to run around in a Speedo, and in the summertime it's very skimpy. In the wintertime, because it's freezing cold here and lots of snow, he has a winter edition, so I saw him driving my daughter to school, so I actually put that down as like a major thing that happened this month. I know I'm really stretching here, but yeah, it was just kind of funny and something I've been looking forward to. Looking at habits, you'll see that I had noted that I wanted to focus on arms and abs, and I did do a lot of workouts that focused on those. But in general, I checked off all of the different times that I devoted time to exercising throughout the month, and I was pretty proud of myself. In terms of the two other areas that I had intended to track, phone usage. I don't know, I thought 6 hours would be a good estimate to try and cut my phone time down to, just to try and be a bit more present. But realistically, I rely on it a lot for work and, you know, entertainment. And I guess less than 6 hours is a bit ambitious. I tend to average about 6.5 hours a day on my phone, which sounds horrific when you think about it. But, you know, I'm using the calculator. I'm having to, you know, check emails and, you know, coordinate schedules with hockey and, you know, look up recipes because I tend to use a lot of the recipes off my phone. So I'm not trying to justify it. It still is a horrific number, but there was like one day out of the whole month that I got down to less than 6 hours. So I do have some work to do there. In terms of mindfulness, I just ran out of time to look over, you know, different activities to do that would help promote that. So that was my bad. But you'll see that I did bring that forward to March as something to work on. So that's how my dashboard page looked for February. And in terms of the month, as I mentioned, I'm very much a functional planner, so I don't have like a lot of decorations. So this probably looks a little boring. Oh, look, I have a sticker there. But yeah, I'm just, you know, using it just to keep track of everything. And you'll see there starts to be some color because hockey picked up. So I was able to at least, you know, use some of my stickers to decorate for that. So that was February in my life planner. So looking ahead to March, the only real thing we've got going on is, you know, St. Patrick's Day. And I think, you know, a lot of the stickers that I chose to build in the dashboard kind of reflect that. So In terms of like important dates, there's a few shows coming on TV that we're pretty excited about, so I've got those down. A reminder that we spring ahead this month, and that we do have St. Patrick's Day. So yeah, so I'll be decorating this page once the month finishes with some fun pictures again. In terms of goals, as I mentioned, I was bringing forth a lot of things from February that I want to tackle, so as well as some other things that were in my my annual goal plan. As mentioned last month, I will track some of the positive things that happened this month, just little small things that I want to just reflect upon. And then in terms of habits, I'm continuing my tracking my exercising. I'm finding it's very motivating to see that I've been exercising as much as I have. And I'm trying not to just focus on coloring in the spots when I, like last month I was focusing on arms and abs. I didn't want to just color it in only when I did them. My workouts were really targeting those, but in general, I'm just going to, color it in once I have performed at least 15 minutes of, some workout. And I've been having a lot of fun looking at some high intensity workouts. So I've been having a lot of fun watching some YouTube videos on that, which again, brings up my phone usage. But anyways, I've had 3 kids, so I want to focus on pelvic floor exercises. And there's my mindfulness again, and I will commit to looking into some different activities that I can focus on, maybe even just devoting 5 minutes a day. That would be wonderful. So yeah, so that's it for my dashboard. In terms of this week, again, a few stickers because we've got, some hockey going on, so that's pretty exciting. So yeah, so that is my life planner in terms of planning out March. So then looking at my budget, I was pretty happy with the budget, so in terms of my monthly layout, I've got some stickers to track ins and outs. My dashboard pages for my budget, just try to track, different things to just remember, things to do. I had a budgeting quote for February, and I tried to track some good purchases that I made that I might want to think about, buying at the same time next year if it was good. The one thing I bought was some chocolate. Kids have allergies and dietary restrictions, so I was able to find some of those early without stressing myself out right ahead of Easter, so I was happy about that. And I also found a bag on a local, BST, so I'm excited to get that. In terms of the numbers, I didn't do so well this month. You'll see my overall net is negative 145. I try to have about a $500 buffer, in my savings account or my checking account, just so that I have, a bill that comes out or whatever. But what this means is that I had to dip into any earnings that I would have had accumulated before February. So I'm not impressed with myself about this at all. Very disappointed, actually. So yeah, in terms of looking at, where some of the crazy spending happened, as usual, it's at Costco. I spent a lot more there this month than I had planned. Natural food stores, I spent a heck of a lot more than I had planned. In terms of restaurants, I also spent more. We ordered a few tubs of ice cream, so that kind of brought the total up a little bit. Gas, we got nailed with carbon tax, so and I had to fill up the van a few more times because we had hockey to get to, so I didn't budget enough for gas there. I had budgeted some amount for buying new stools. I didn't do that, so even with not having spent that money on the stools, I was still down. So, and as usual, I have this, etc. area where I'm buying things for the kids and gifts. And then I just have a catch-all category. And this catch-all category is like ridiculously high compared to what I have budgeted. So I have to put in a lot more restraint. That's what I'm really teaching myself. So looking ahead to March, there's my monthly layout with all that should be happening this month. In terms of what I'm going to be doing based on reflecting on what happened in February, this month I'm going to start tracking Costco, how much I spend by category. So normally when I've been writing down the Costco numbers, it's basically under food because I buy a lot of food from Costco, but I'm also buying stuff for the kids. I'm also buying gifts. I'm also buying a few, sweaters or something for me. So I'm going to start reflecting that truly in terms of where that spend is and ensure that the Costco amount that I reflect under food truly is representing the food value. So I think that'll help me see, whether or not I am overspending at Costco, and if it's on food or if it's on the other things. And I have a feeling it's the latter, but I think this month will help me to track that a lot better. I got a few things to do this month that really do focus on the kids in terms of buying a few things for them, just based on seasonality. So I'm ready for the upcoming months. And I do have a few natural food orders, and I buy my flour from British Columbia. So I've got to submit an order there so that I can make a few more loaves from home. So based on what happened in February, my quote of the month is beware of little expenses. A small leak will sink a great ship. And as much as it's only $147 that I, had overspent above and beyond what I had allocated in my budget, if that keeps happening from month to month, there's going to be impacts, and either my savings are going to get hit or I'm not going to be able to afford something that I had planned to. So I'm hoping to keep that in mind this month because I think that's certainly going to be important to show some restraint. So I have reflected my budget, to be a little bit more realistic and fair. And I also do have to include an amount that I have to pay for February for my MasterCard because I ended up not having enough in my funds. So anyways, I'm kind of, shaving myself a little bit, but yeah. But this is a paycheck that has, or a month rather, that has 3 paychecks, so I'm hoping that I will redeem myself this month. So that's just a quick peek at my budget. And previous to that, I had a quick peek at how I did in February in terms of, capturing, my dashboard and kind of reviewing how I did against that, and also looking ahead to March. Hope you all have a wonderful month, and we'll see you in next month. Take care.